there's lots of products around, and SIPS being one of them. Now, SIPS, people can get a little bit confused or misunderstanding the word SIPS. Like SIPS broken down as an abbreviation of structural insulated panel, right? So you've got different types of panels. You've got the conventional, what people think is a SIPS panel, which could be EPS or polyurethane with OSB board or plywood on the outside, and that forms the structure in 1200mm wide panels, which are then put together on site.
So a SIP panel is a structurally insulated panel, and that's what it does. It forms a structure, it insulates at the same time in a panel format, and that panel format works in material increments or material sizes. So we generally build in a 1200 wide space that could be 2.73 meter or 3.2 high, and we have an EPS core which can vary in size. In general, we like to have a 162 millimeter wall size. That's to external side of our sheathings, and that product at the moment exceeds the upcoming H1 rule changes. So with that in mind, and then having our unique recipe for a sheathing that doesn't have any nutrients, it's healthy, it's got no chlorides in it, and it's water stable. It starts to take away certain layers of the building process. Internally, we don't need extra layers of jib inside, so we integrate our services into our panels.
The good thing about EcoPanel is it offers an alternative solution to what people conventionally know as SIPS. Some people don't like EPS or polyurethane as an infill for their walls. So EcoPanel is good in the fact that it utilises an older methodology using stick framing, obviously with no bangs. Insulation layers go full height. It is a conventional solution to a now problem, which is being able to build quicker and more efficiently on site.
We were able to span 7.2 meters in our panels. We have a modified box plan, which is the joining system between the panels, which has steel in it. And again, that's another thing that just says, well, you don't need as many screw piles in the ground. You can span bigger on your ceiling lengths. When you design in our SIP space, it gets even smarter. So you start to save on engineering. We have code mark, which is approved for Australia and New Zealand, which means we don't have to go through all the steps in council that most people have to. Our code mark, which is the highest code mark in the country, kind of steps through that. When it comes to building inspections on site, where you'd normally have 11 and 15 inspections, we done between 3 and 5. So again, all these hurdles and challenges we're facing in the building industry in New Zealand, we're just trying to make them, or take them away and make it a lot easier for your general tradie, your general carpenter, skilled person to really do what they enjoy, and be as, how do you put it, efficient in their time on site, which is so important, because that's one thing we can't manufacture more of is time, and just make sure that they're earning. And it comes back to our ethos. We builder-owned. We're always thinking from that point of view. We're always sitting there thinking, well, how do we do this better? How does the guy on site, how did he get to work it better? How do we make it quicker? How do we work through the weather conditions? How do we, pivot through or step through council challenges or engineering challenges a lot quicker?
If you want to take it a little bit further, then we'll do something like SIPS panels. And we've done probably half a dozen houses with SIPS panels. I've done it in my own house, so I can sort of live and breathe and tell the story and show people that, which is really helpful.
When it comes to the price point, which we've been working really, really hard to drive our price point down, we're sitting in a space right now where we almost on the same level as your timber, your sticks and fluff in terms of building, where we do start to beat the price, and that's why we've chosen to be a home builder as opposed to a panel supplier. It's the end-to-end solution. We speed up the build time on site. We're 60% quicker in terms of building. When it comes to SIPS, because of the speed of our construction, if you spend a lot more time in planning, a lot of good design practice that's put behind it, it eliminates a lot of that process on site. So we're just starting to do some renovations, and I'm very excited to be in that space, because again, by integrating the services, your electrical, your plumbing, whatever, into your panels, we're going to stop the amount of tradesmen on the site. And it ripples down. The client gets happy. The tradies playing in that space, which is generally guys that are just trying to win the smaller jobs and get through there, they get to see the benefits of it. And it's exciting.